How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff, not just Kaiju number 8. We cover plenty of manga on the channel. But anyway, getting into the video, today we got to talk about where Kaiju even come from. Because I doubt they're just walking around out in the woods like Bigfoot out there somewhere. If that was the case, I'm pretty sure we would take a much more proactive approach. Right now, in the manga, we take a reactive approach to dealing with Kaiju. They show up, we defend the city and the citizens, and we kill them, and that is our reaction. We don't proactively go out and hunt the Kaiju. So, that tells me we don't know where they are. If we knew where they came from, where they resided, we would be much more proactive in trying to deal with them. That way we could end this, century-long threat of giant monsters trying to come and kill us. You'd think that's something we would want to put an end to, rather than just let the cycle go on and on and on and on and on. Also, by the end of the video, we're going to talk about more than just where they come from, because in the most recent chapter, chapter 48, we got a little bit of information shown to us, not told to us, that kind of goes into this a little bit and makes me ask a couple more questions. If they're not just out there Bigfoot style, because if they were, I think they'd be pretty easy to find. They're giant monsters, most of them, not all of them, but even the smaller ones tend to give off bigger power readings than the big ones. And we can get power readings on them. So yeah, it's kind of hard for them to just willy-nilly hide out there in the wilderness. So that kind of leaves me with two options. Maybe a third one. But anyway, option number one, the kind of easiest to wrap our brains around. The kind of hollow earth, living inside the earth, mole people, Godzilla monsterverse, inner earth style of thing. That the Kaiju live inside the earth and they come out through the crust because, well, I mean, we've seen them come from the ocean. That's a viable place to come from, underneath the ground, up through the ocean. We've seen them come through the ground multiple times. That's a viable option. I mean, that's literally the only way to get out of the center of the earth is to go through the ground. We've seen them pop out of nowhere, so they could have came out in a different location and then came to where we are. It's possible. But I'm not so sure about this one because, well, we have pretty advanced technology in the world of Kaiju number 8. It's modern day. So if the Kaiju were inside the earth, I feel like we could get some geographical, geological, somethinical readings from inside the earth. We would be able to scan something, do something to be able to see what's in there. Something. I feel like we would be able to figure it out sooner or later at this point if that's where they came from. So I think the second option, and honestly probably the more likely option, a different dimension. Now, I know that might initially be a little bit hard for some people to digest and go, wait. The Kaiju are coming from a different dimension. That's not that entirely weird when it comes to like Kaiju stories. That's been done plenty of times where the Kaiju come from a different dimension and portals open up and they just slip through into our world. That's been done plenty of times in Kaiju stuff, so it's really not that far out there. The third one that I kind of just thought of, maybe outer space. I actually think that's farther out there than a different dimension. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, like I said, with us having this pretty high level of technology, I mean, we've been able to backwards engineer Kaiju organs to make these weird, crazy suits and weapons and all kinds of stuff. We've been able to do some weird stuff with this whole backwards engineering thing with Kaiju. I assume our general technology is pretty high up there. We also know how to get power readings off of these creatures. So yeah, I don't know. We got some weird stuff. I think we'd be able to find them if they were here on Earth all of the time. There seems to be a decent number of them. Quite a few of them seem to be rather large. Yeah, I think we'd be able to find them. So that makes me believe that they are somewhere else and then come here. So that kind of makes me think other dimension. Otherwise, if it was outer space, we just have Kaiju just falling out of the sky like meteors sometimes. Like, that'd be weird. I guess they did kind of do that to attack the Tachikawa base, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, going past this and past where they come from, what are they doing over there? If it is another dimension, I have a couple questions, because as I stated earlier in the most recent chapter, we got a little bit of information that wasn't told to us, but it was shown to us. And that was with Kaiju number 9. And if you haven't read chapter 48, well, spoilers for chapter 48, at least one page. But anyway, yeah. So, this decomposing Kaiju number 9 head, it's got a speaker falling out of the eye. If you didn't notice, or you don't believe me, or whatever it is, I'll just go through it real quick. Number 1, if you look at Kaiju number 9's mouth in all 3 of these panels, it's in the exact same position. An author typically doesn't do that if they want to show somebody is physically talking. They will show the mouth in different animations, different moments, I guess I could say. Anyway, don't animate it with pen and ink. Anyway, yeah, so his mouth is not moving. He's not physically speaking, but yet he's the one saying this stuff. You also see this little speaker-looking thing falling out of his eye on that last panel, and on that very last panel in the top left corner, you see that little S-I-Z-Z-Z-Z. Yeah, that's the kind of radio static, kind of when you're done talking, or whatever. So, yeah, there's a radio installed into this Kaiju number 9 body. That's human technology. We've never once seen a kaiju carry a radio, anything like this. We've only seen them use their abilities, their brawn, their brain to fight against the humans. We're the ones that use the technology, not them. We didn't see number 10 on the radio like, hey, number 9, you got a copy? 9? 9. What? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm over the base right now. Did you made sure Mina was gone, right?
Who's Mina?
Wait, she's still here?
Nah, I'm just messing with you.
Oh, God, you gave me a heart attack. Seriously, dude, I'm serious. Like, no, they weren't doing that. They weren't having a conversation over the radio before number 10 attacked the base. At least not that we saw. So, we've also seen that we have backwards engineered a lot of kaiju technology. Well, kaiju organs into technology. I don't know if that's exactly backwards engineering, but it's sort of, in a weird way, in a creepy science way. Anyway, so what are the chances that the kaiju are taking things back with them and starting to use our technology against us? If we're going to use their bodies against them, it kind of only makes sense. Also, this kind of reminds me of the fact that they're keeping tabs on us. I don't know if anybody else remembers this, and I don't think it's technically been confirmed, but yeah, when number 10 attacked the Tachikawa base, it just so happened to be right after Mina left the base to go to headquarters for the day or the night or for a big briefing or whatever it was. Mina doesn't leave the base very often. That is a pretty rare sight for a base to be left completely unattended by its captain. And 10 just so happened to launch this massive assault specifically on that base right at that time. That tells me they have tabs on us. So, if we're sitting over here in another dimension, taking our technology back with them, using it to enhance their abilities, because, I mean, that just helps with surveillance and all this other stuff, and we can't figure out where they come from, we're the ones taking the reactive approach, this situation doesn't start to look very good. Once I started asking this question of where do they come from, and then we got that little bit with the speaker falling out of number 9's eye in chapter 48, started putting all this together, and I'm like, this does not look good. So I kind of wonder, at some point, will Kafka maybe get captured by the kaiju and taken over to wherever they come from? If so, I'm just saying right now, that could lead to an awesome scene where we just see a look of sheer shock on Kafka's face, and he's just like, there's no way we'll ever be able to win this. And then all of a sudden it turns around and we just see like 300 like high-level kaiju just sitting there and be terrifying. Absolutely horrifying. That would set some stakes, okay? But anyway, yeah. This is a fascinating question because we have so little information, but we know they have to come from somewhere. This is a problem we've been dealing with for hundreds of years. Now we're starting to see stronger ones come out of nowhere. We're starting to see them use human technology, which is absolutely terrifying. So yeah, I think this is an interesting little rabbit hole you can go down that's actually quite fun and actually has a little bit more breathing room than you might think. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. I'm out.